Hey guys, welcome back to Judo Highlights. It's this time of year again, the team event at the World Championships, and once again it is France versus Japan. Now, this was one of my more popular videos last year. I learned a lot of things from you guys in the comments, so I'm going to cut the video down, but this is the first time I'm watching it. I'll watch it live, and then I'll cut down the video, make it more watchable for you guys. Also about the comment section, let's just keep it respectful, please. So first up, we've got Nakano versus Akiyama, and you can really hear Nakano chop those legs down. He had an incredible ippon against the German team. I'll put that on the screen for you guys to see. But a big thrower, Nakano, and very powerful. Look at the back on him. Absolute power horse. Sleeve grip now, and a bit of ashiwaza. And he's just got to work on that surite hand that he wants. His left hand going up high on the collar. Still can't quite get it, and now he's got it. Losing the sleeve though, although he's taken double lapels, and he'll look for something here. Ochi, kochi, and then into the uchimata. Not enough for a wazari, but definitely a good attack. Here's a replay of it. Just with the two lapels, you can't really get enough rotation. You definitely want a sleeve grip if you want to get more rotation. Big grip over the back by Akiyama. And I think Nakano feels a bit pressured here, so he puts in a few attacks. I think he was just doing that to escape the situation. Kochi and then Seoinage attempts by Akiyama. Nakano looking for the shimewaza. And Akiyama standing up, escaping that one. And that's gotta hurt. Big man like Nakano on your neck. Now, according to the rules, if you stand up like that and someone has a choke around your neck, do they have to call the mate or can they wait? I think they have to call the mate, right, if you stand up? Interesting choice of attack by Nakano. You don't see many heavyweights looking for a kochi makikomi. Big hand over the top by Akiyama, and a mate is called. We're going to find out why in a second. Although the camera, I'm not sure what that was. Maybe he grabbed the leg on that kochi. And that was a big counter there. Akiyama put the hand over the top, went for the ochi, and Nakano countered it beautifully and straight into the osaikomi. Akiyama gets out, so close. That was about 1 second from being done. Here's the counter. So countering the ochigari, so we have to call this technique an ochi gaishi. Gaishi just means to counter, or kaishi. Now they go to the video referee here just to confirm a few things. They might be looking at the wazari, see if it could be an ippon. They might be looking at the newaza time, see if it was 10 seconds instead of 9. Now Akiyama, of course, putting on the pressure, down a wazari. So that's what you got to do in judo, come back. Big hand over the top again. But this time Nakano initiating the attacks. Good ochigari here. And that's enough for a second wazari. Awasete ippon. And that was a really nice ochigari with the belt. Grip on the belt. So that's a really nice score. I think it's much better to do the ochigari this way instead of having a cross grip over the back like Akiyama was trying to do. So we're into the next round now. And so the way the team event works is there's 6 categories. The weight classes are a little bit different to how they are usually. And so they take 3 men's weight classes and 3 women's weight classes. There is an order, and it's basically lightest to heaviest, but what they do is they alternate between the men's and the women's categories. And so what they do at the start is they put something on the screen, a little randomizer, that randomizes who's going to come out first, and that will decide the order. And it's kind of important because the first team to get 4 points wins, and obviously there are 6 categories, so let's say your strongest 2 weight classes happen to be at the end of the order, then that puts you at a disadvantage. And so having that random element Just kind of makes teams not rely on 2 or 4 particularly strong individuals. The whole team overall just has to be pretty strong because you never know what's going to happen. And so now at under 57, we've got Tamaoki against Mokhtar. And Tamaoki was looking for some shimewaza pretty earlier on in this contest, to no avail. Now, both these judoka, both competing at under 57. Sometimes you can see judoka who naturally compete at under 52, and they enter in at the team events at under 57. We saw Abe Uta do that once, and she got a bit bullied around in that contest, so weight definitely makes a difference. And I do think they should change the categories a little bit, because under 57 is the lightest for the women's, so you're not going to see people who compete at under 48 or under 52 that much. And then the heaviest category is plus 90, and so anyone above plus 90 can go into that category, but generally you have the big massive guys like Nakano who easily weigh over 100 kgs. Mokhtar also fancying herself down on the ground a little bit there. The French team in support, and the Japanese behind them. Also, before I forget, there are lots of people who don't usually watch my content or have found my channel, just lots of random people who find themselves watching this video. So, give the video a like, maybe consider subscribing to the channel, get into judo, it's a very interesting sport to watch. Maybe consider giving it a go, but I do warn you, it is brutal on the body. Absolutely brutal. Another shido here for Mokhtar and one for Tamaoki. Not a lot going on the feet for these two. Both kind of feeling themselves more in the newaza, I think. Which is a little bit surprising. Usually the Japanese are very strong on the feet, looking for all sorts of throws. Here's a kochi makikomi attempt by Tamaoki. Not the best though, didn't really have her hands secure on Mokhtar. 45 seconds to go until golden score. But Ashiwaza, and that was a nice counter there. Almost got Mokhtar. She did well to defend that. Went down for a Seoinage and almost got turned over. Boy, that defense. That was very, very close to being a Wazari, but well done to Mokhtar. She defended that incredibly well. This time a little bit better with the drop down Seoinage. And looking for that Sankaku. Doesn't get it. Tamaoki escaping well. So these two pretty evenly matched as we head into golden score. There's Alta, who competed at the previous year's World Championships. And he's been a pretty crucial part of the Japanese team recently. Tamaoki now, putting in a good attack. Got to be careful though, attacking against the elbow like that. A lot of people getting hansokumake or losing by disqualification if you unintentionally go against the elbow. Mokhtar returns with a Seoinage of her own. Back on their feet now. Another good attack from Mokhtar. And now she's got 2 shidos on the board. And that means you just kind of need to step it up a bit. You don't want to get that third shido because it's over. It's over when you get that third one. So now is the time to be aggressive. Empty the gas tank. So now Tamaoki, she gets her second shido, and you'll expect the same from her. Mokhtar going down again for the Seoinage. And Tamaoki, I mean, she should just stand her up at this point. Nothing is happening down on the ground. I think this contest needs to be decided on the feet.
Well, not at this stage anyway. World team final. Crucial match.
Tricep grip now, which is unconventional. Looks to pick her up, but lost the grips. It's always a good counter to the Seoinage, picking them up, throwing them over for Sumigaishi. Osoto, Ouchigari attempt. And that's going to be enough for a wazari, isn't it? Beautiful combination by Tamaoki. So that puts Japan 2 points ahead, 2-0 to Japan. And in the next round, we're going back to the men's division. This time, Gaba versus Tanaka at under 73. Now, this was pretty funny from the semi-final. Just listen to the commentary here.
Under 66 world champion. What a performance he had.
And no, this is not Tanaka Ryoma, who is our new world champion at under 66. This is his brother, the younger brother, Tanaka Ryuga. Just coming here to compete in the team event. So, an easy mistake to make, I guess. I mean, it's not like their first names are on the board, as you can see. But they do look very different. So, wazari score by Tanaka here. And he is a very aggressive judo player, has all sorts of techniques. Seoi-nage, uchimata, ouchigari. And you can see here they overturn this wazari into an ippon. And Gaba, he'll be disappointed with that because he's a very high-level competitor at under 73. And here's a replay for you guys. Ouchigari. Good drive, hopping with it. And watch the control as he goes down, just pushes his back onto the tatami. Good control. And Gaba, he tries to put his hands down here, but enough power in it, didn't really do anything, flat on his back. So he'll be happy with that performance, just like these guys are in the crowd. Where did they get these hats from? They must have brought them over from Japan or something. So next up we've got another Tanaka, this time Shiho Tanaka, versus Pinot. And this will be in the under 70 kg category. Now, Pinot, she is actually our new world champion at under 70, taking out Geihi, a fellow French woman. And I actually picked Geihi to win that final, but Pinot, she came out on top. And then Tanaka, in the same weight category, she took a bronze medal. So the team event, very interesting. You get two high-level competitors, often going up against each other. You see kind of new people coming up against very experienced people, like we saw in the last match with Gaba and Tanaka. Now this here, was it a score? I think Tanaka, she did place her foot on the outside for the kosoto, but sometimes that kind of placement is just a step, a fake. But this might be enough for a score. They're having another look. There it is. Now, in my opinion, I would say no score. I think Tanaka was just placing her foot there. She wasn't attempting to throw Pinot. And so they did wave it off. Looks like I have a good eye for these sorts of things. Maybe I should be a video referee. I wonder if that's a good job. Tanaka now taking a top grip. Left first right. And good pressure. Pushing on that hand. Now she takes it off, grabs the sleeve and goes for a low, driving osoto. Kind of an interesting attack there. Very rare do you see a Japanese judoka take their lapel hand off and attack just on the sleeve side. Especially Kenkayotsu or left versus right. Kataguruma now. And she should try out the diving Kataguruma that Heidorov has. That's how you do it. Once again, settling on that top grip. Pinot underneath. Goes for a seoi-nage. Defended well though by Tanaka. Gets her leg out of the way. And straight into the newaza. But Pinot defends very well. And I think these two are pretty happy with the gripping situation. I think Pinot happy with taking the under grip and Tanaka taking the over grip. See here, they're not really fighting over it. They're happy with what they've got to work with, which is always a good sign. Ooh, now that was very close. Pinot going in for the kochi, and Tanaka rolled with it. It's quite a hard technique to defend once they get latched on to your leg. Shido going to Pino here. And it's a bit hard to see with the camera from above, but I think that was for grabbing the leg. Couple of attacks on the outside of the leg here. Not doing much though from Tanaka. And so someone needs to make something happen. Here we go. Seoinage. Which is an interesting choice. I mean, Tanaka, she's taking a top grip. You would think she would kind of look for something like Ochigari or Uchimata, but she's kind of breaking that grip off and then looking for Seoinage off the sleeve.
There's quite a number. That's what you meant.
Here she is again, taking that top grip.
Yeah, she can't catch the sleeve.
And she's not happy with this now.
She's finding it really
And she's forced to kind of grab
cover
around the
that
tricep. Pino
Yeah.
takes advantage of the situation, saw an opportunity to put in an attack, but no score. Now, on the day for the individual event, these two did eventually meet, and it was a long, grueling match deep into golden score. Now it seems like the same kind of situation is playing out here. Look at that guy's face. Nice. It's always good to pull a face when the camera's on you. So we're into golden score now. Just like the time they met the other day. Tanaka looking for a shimewaza here. Actually, maybe a juji gatame.
Yeah, you've got to remember now that she's just kind of
And we just needed to fix our here briefly.
Yeah, she did.
With Pino at least. Seoinage attempt. And now this is a good attack by Tanaka. Tried to get the Uchimata going, but Pino managed to smother her down to the ground. Undergrip now. So these two, they've switched positions. Obviously, between the two of them, one of them is gonna know who made that decision. And Tanaka trying the Uchimata. I think she should try that Uchimata a little bit more. Pino definitely stuffing the Seoinage quite a lot. This, on the other hand, it seems like just a little bit more effort. Maybe a good sleeve grip, and she could get a score with that. Pino putting in a good attack. Here's another one. And it doesn't look pretty, but in the current rule set, this is how things go. The person who is more aggressive is less likely to get that third shido. And so the athletes are incentivized to put in attacks that may not be designed to throw them, but they somewhat look like aggressive attacks, which is a bit of a stain on the sport right now. Just doesn't make it look very attractive sometimes. Tricep grip by Tanaka, looking for that kataguruma again. Doesn't get it. Definitely not her tokui waza. Something she doesn't look like she's too familiar with. And so they give her the third shido for dropping down for that kataguruma. And so France, finally on the board, 3-1. Now, as I said earlier on in the video, it's the first to 4 points, but there are only 6 members on each team. So a possible scenario is it gets 3-3, 3 points each. Now, in that situation, what they'll do is they'll go back to that randomizer on the big TV screen, and they'll randomly select one athlete from one of the weight classes, and that'll be the decider. So it's quite exciting when that happens. And in those situations, everyone gets to fight, right? So it's good to see the whole team compete. Now next up, we've got Kawabata, who is very young. He is a student at Kokushikan University. And I think he is junior world champion. Oh, he's gone and done it. Within the first 12 seconds, he's pulled out a Seoinage. Clerget. Now he's going to have to catch up. Looking for the newaza. Clerget does have good newaza, but Kawabata, he's from Kokushikan, and they have a very good newaza system as well. But how about that for a Seoinage? And Kawabata, I mean, he's been in Dubai waiting all this time. He didn't compete in the individuals. That was Tajima at under 90s for Japan. So this is his chance to shine. Just like the other Tanaka at under 73, he didn't compete at the individuals. We had Ishihara at under 73 for Japan. And here you can see Kawabata, he's very comfortable on the ground, looking for all sorts of things here. But Cloguet, he definitely knows what he's doing. Now Japan, it's pretty common for the team event. They will send out somewhat of a B team. They'll put a kind of a mixture of really strong guys and also kind of people in their B team or up-and-comers. They always plan it pretty well. Except for the Olympics. The Olympics, they definitely send out the best of the best. Another Seoinage attempt. Not the best, a bit slow. And Cloguet getting a little bit frustrated here. Kawabata, he was holding onto that sleeve, stopping him from initiating the newaza. And the movement from Kawabata, he could have gone in for a Seoinage there a couple of times. Very deceptive. But he just needs to watch his P's and Q's here. You don't want to go down to the ground and then have Cloguet take your belt. Look for a Sumigaishi. Shido now, and a Kochi. That was a good attack. Not enough for a score though, but gives him an opportunity to work on the newaza. Now, I saw lots of people just standing up from this position. From Cloguet's perspective, this is just a waste of time staying down here, so one thing he could do is just jump to his legs, and then once he's standing, the ref has to call mate. So I really like that strategy that people were doing in the newaza, just to get out of it. Another Kochi. Now Kawabata, he's feeling a bit of pressure here. And you can see his defense is absolutely spot on. A step ahead, Cloguet here. Knows how to defend everything. How about that? Now these young Japanese, all the way through high school, they are doing so much newaza. And it's really where they develop it. And you look at the Japanese team, so many of them so strong in the tachiwaza, but they have this base, such a strong base in the newaza. It's very rare to see a Japanese judoka lose by newaza. Now this is not a good place to be for Kawabata. Cloguet looking for the Sumigaishi. Now Kawabata, he has basically been forced to defend with his head. And with the new head diving rules, it's kind of a weird kind of situation. People are defending with their heads, but they don't get a head diving rule. But as soon as they go for a throw, and their head barely touches the mat, they can get hansokumake or a disqualification for it. It's quite awkward, quite strange. But anyway, we've had a short medical break. Kawabata back on the mat, upper wazari, and 1 minute to go. And he really has been dominating the tachiwaza. Just a couple of situations where Cloguet looks like he's kind of been able to get a Sumigaishi off, but Kawabata reading the situation well, staying a step ahead. And Kawabata, he's known for his kumikata, very strong kumikata. Even when he's in a position like this, just a strong base, knows exactly what he's doing. Onto a juji now, and this would be incredible if he got a juji against Cloguet. Nope. It is hard to get a juji from the bottom. Much more common in judo to get it from the top. And you can see the French crowd cheering on Clerget. The buck stops with him. If he loses, Japan wins the team event. But if he wins, it continues on. Ooh, is that going to be a score? Yes, it is. So it goes off the other side, but still head control. And the French team a little disappointed there. Clerget as well. So silver for the French team. And now we've got another gold medal for the Japan team. Showing their dominance once again in the team event. And the Japanese crowd loving it as well. So guys, leave a like, leave a comment. Maybe consider subscribing and watch some of my other videos. Let's just be respectful in the comments as well. If you have a look on this video from last year, the 2023 World Championship video, the comments are absolutely disgusting. And I really just want to encourage people not to make those sorts of comments below. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.